Hi, this is Dana of Intuitive 8, and today we're doing a reading for the new moon in Aries. Before we start pulling the cards, I really wanted to mention, new moons are a great time for new beginnings, plant the seeds, and Aries is also initiator, so it's perfect. Aries is not, Aries is great in initiating, but at the same time, it doesn't always necessarily finishes what they started. So that is the tricky part where you need to pay attention to. So there might be some things where you are reinitiating, recalibrating projects that are going back to, things that you left a certain way, and now it's like, okay, we need to recalibrate this. We need to reinitiate. We need to reignite this energy. So great opportunity for that. Just need to keep an eye on the, okay, we're reignited, but we are gonna keep that going. It's not just a poof, right, flaky thing. So all right, I'm going to take this moment to pull some cards. Take this moment to, if you want to close your eyes, set your attention with me. All right, that one's to come out. Got a jumper ready. So I'm pulling a card from an oracle deck, one oracle, and then I'm going to pull the rest of the cards from a tarot deck. And these are both beautiful. One is a moon one, the other one is astrology one, so it's really exciting to use those two. Let's start with a catalyst. We got a jumper there. Okay, so we got the jumper was new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success, and it was reversed. So it's just what we were talking about a little while ago. So we want to start something. We want to trust what we're doing. We want to reignite, right? Leo is also fire, so it's that presence. It's, performance in a way, in the sense of artistic, right? I'm putting myself out there, I'm doing the thing, I trust myself, I'm reigniting my solar plexus, my willpower, my self-worth. I'm going for it. I trust myself, I trust the process. Also something that has been in my mind a lot lately, perfeito melhor que perfeito. Done is better than perfect. So don't, sometimes we can block ourselves with, with the perfectionism, right? If it's not this way, oh, it's not ready yet, it's not perfect yet, so I'm not gonna do it. So you never do it. But right now as Aries, we're getting this done. We're getting this done. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can learn as you grow. You can upgrade as you go. You can recalibrate. But the main thing is getting started, because once you do, it's like, boom. You just start getting the momentum. It starts getting easier too. It's like, okay, in the beginning, it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. This is gonna work. But then it just starts to become second nature. And then next thing you know, you're like, okay, I'm used to this. What is the next step? What is the next step? Up, right? We're leveling up, level up. Okay. Okay, cute. So this is the one. We also got believe in the impossible, blue moon. So we are preparing, right? We're in the new moon right now. We're planting the seeds for the full moon. Essentially, we're working. So you're not just doing the work today. We're doing a new moon reading, but this new moon reading is not for just the new moon day. It's a reading that you can use throughout the cycle, right? The moon cycle. So we're planting seeds. We're taking action, day by day, or with a certain consistency, in order to get closer to our visions and goals. So this has believed the impossible, and it really goes perfectly with the confidence is your key to success. So trusting yourself, sometimes we can get really caught up on the how I'm gonna get something, how I'm gonna achieve something. I would encourage you to look at what is it that you want to achieve? How do you want it to look like? And trust that the people, the resources, everything you need will come together to support you, support your visions and goals. Don't get so caught up on the how. Oh, but I don't have the money yet, or I don't need this, I don't have this yet, I don't have that yet. Trust the vision, know what you want, and know that the people, the resources, everything you need will come together to support you, your visions and goals. Otherwise, you just end up blocking yourself because, oh no, I don't have this, I don't have that, right? You don't, it's easy to get attached to the external things, but there is something really powerful that is our mind, as above so below, right? Whatever we think, whatever we create in the spiritual world, there is something that whatever is meant for you is already ready for you, and it's already created in the spiritual world. It's just getting ready to manifest down here. Just like when you plant a seed, you may not see the seed, you may not see the growth immediately, but the roots are growing, and then eventually you're gonna see, something pop up. So trust yourself, trust the process, trust your dreams. It doesn't matter how big or small your dreams and goals and visions are. You can achieve anything you set your mind into. So look. Oh goodness, okay. Our center card, we got death. Don't worry, death is not about dying. It's about the end of a cycle. It's about the beginning of a new one. Death was reversed. So with death reversed, and I kept getting this resistance, right? So the death reversed shows a resistance to breaking a pattern, breaking a cycle, closing a chapter. Right now we are initiating a new one, new ways. We're calibrating, we are reconnecting, but we are moving forward. So the resistance with the death reverse is like, oh, I know I need to close this chapter. I know I need to close the cycle. I know I need to stop doing this, or maybe I need to start doing this, or doing that, right? In order to move forward, in order to create a new chapter. Again, moving up, moving forward, new, closing old patterns, closing. Also, the death is essentially an encouragement to embrace change, embrace transformation. When we resist change, when we resist transformation, we suffer. When we embrace it, we just allow things to flow exactly as they're supposed to be. And oftentimes there's something much better in the horizon than what you were holding on to, right? Or maybe than what you were anticipating, because you're holding on to this idea, this way of being, this way of doing. But the universe is just trying to show you there's much more, there's beyond that. And if you trust the process, if you trust the flow of things, the cycles, the changes, then you're much more, you're better off, because things just start to flow for you. Four of Cups is crossing the card. So Four of Cups is crossing the death reversed. So Four of Cups, I actually like this particular illustration because she seems more open to it. But in a more traditional deck, you typically see someone sitting on the ground and they're kind of like bored. And there are three cups in front of them. There's one that is being offered. So the tendency of the Four of Cups, the energy of the Four of Cups is it can show you feeling bored or emotionally disconnected from a person or a location. And the biggest encouragement with this is to, yes, acknowledge what isn't working, what hasn't worked, but you don't want to dwell on it for too long though. You really want to embrace, because you want to embrace the new, you want to embrace the new opportunity. Acknowledge what isn't working, what hasn't worked, but if you stay there too long, you might end up missing the opportunity that is already surrounding you, is right next to you already. So you don't want to pull things on, put the feelings under the rug. You want to acknowledge them, I let them pass, I recognize them. But instead of over focusing on them, it's like, okay, I know what I want. I definitely know what I don't want. So let me rephrase, reshift the energy. So what do I want? How do I want things to look like? I'm open to this opportunity that is already aligned with me, is already ready for me, is already surrounding me. I'm ready for it. I'm open to it. and then it's right there. So this could be, it could be love relationships, it could be an opportunity that feels fulfilling to you in an emotional soul level, something that you're beginning. This is essentially the beginning itself. It is similar to the Ace of Cups in a way. Like, that cup is being presented to you. This is a new opportunity. So embracing the new, embracing the opportunities, letting go of whatever doesn't serve anymore, so we can move forward. Girl, I love this bottom card. So the roots, we got the Empress. The Empress is essentially a very powerful, is your divine feminine. We all have divine feminine and masculine. This is not about gender, it's about the energy. So the divine feminine is the energy of creation, manifestation. The divine masculine encourages action taking. So with the Empress, she is very much she shows fertility in every level. So if you're not trying to have babies, be careful. But fertility is not just pregnancy or bringing something into life in that sense. You could also focus on what is it that I want to create. We were just talking about the new moon, right? The new moon is about planting seeds. What is it that I want to create? It could be a life, it could be a project, it could be a relationship that I'm creating exactly this. I know exactly what I want as far as this person's. You can be unapologetic about it. I want this person to look like this. This is the personality. This is, everything. Their appearance, their personality, their beliefs, their values, their everything. So this is about, again, what is it that I want to create? It doesn't matter how big or small your dreams and goals and visions are. This is oh my gosh, this word. I don't say bad words. I don't like saying bad words, but the word that came to my mind was like, I'm fertile AF. So I've got to put it out there. And what is it that I want to bring to life in manifestation? So the Empress is the one for this. Also, she's also a reminder that, well, she is the mother energy, right? Mothers tend to take care of everyone else, everything else, and sometimes they end up neglecting themselves. So this will be you asking yourself, what do I need? What do I need to fill up my cup? What does self-care looks like to me is different for different people. For some people, it's going to be, hey, I'm going to do my hair and my makeup. For someone else, it could be, I'm going for a walk. I'm laying on the couch. Don't talk to me, anyone. I'm reading a book. Whatever it is for you. But it is, what does self-care looks like to me? Start with one thing. And then, okay, I'm going to show up for myself in that way every day or every week or every month, whatever you decide. But the most important thing is that you're committing to yourself and you're showing up for yourself in that level. The consistency. It doesn't matter if it's every day, if it's every week, if it's every month, but you're showing up for yourself with that consistency. Okay, top card, we got Nine of Cups. It was reversed. So for some of you, this is going to represent a person as far as a relationship. For some of you, this is going to represent an opportunity that you thought it was going to be a certain way, but it's not as fulfilling. And again, we're going back to the cups, right? The Four of Cups is that I'm feeling disengaged from something. I'm feeling disconnected, emotionally disconnected from a person or a location. So the Knight of Cups, so for some of you, this represents a person that they're not showing up for you in the way that you deserve them to. I'm talking especially in an emotional soul level. This could be a person that is not emotionally intelligent, or they're simply not showing up in that level for you. So whenever we get core cards, pages, knights, queens, and kings, there's typically a relationship involved, and it goes both ways. So as much as you're giving your time, your energy, your resources, it's also important for you to feel that you're being seen, heard, and that your needs are being met as well. So don't be afraid to say, hey, I need this from you, I need that from you, so they can show up for you in that way that you need them to. And if they don't, then that's where you take it from there. What direction do I want to take with this, right? We cannot change people. We can only accept them or let them go. right? People only change when they're ready, only when and if they're ready and willing to. So, so in the relationship level, you're not, you know, you're not a man's babysitter, you're not a man's mother, you're not their therapist, you're not a garbage bag they're gonna purge into other blah stuff, you know. It's not your job to fix anybody. It's not your job to fix anybody. So don't be afraid to express, right? The thing with the core cards, like I said, we need to express what our needs are, or what our feelings are, so they can hopefully show up. We can hopefully be on the same page here, but it's not your job to fix anyone. If you express something and they don't change, we also got to remember this, right? We're talking about a young, this is a mature adult, right? This is a young adult, but at this point, you know, this could be, I don't know, 30, 35 years old, or maybe a little bit older, but with, you know, with this young adult mentality. So anyway, at this point, this person has, we're talking about an adult. At this point, they already have their character formed, their habits formed, right? So it's at that point they really want to change, right? I'm not saying there's, you know, it's not impossible. It is totally possible, but they need to be the ones to decide they want to change. They're ready and willing to change. You can bring a horse to the water, but it can make it drink. Recent past, we got the Five of Pentacles. It was reversed. I'd much rather see this card reversed. So the Five of Pentacles can represent some sort of hardships when it comes to money, finances, material, tangible things in your life. It could even be the physical body. You could be feeling not so well physically or health, you know, wise. But I do like that the Five of Pentacles is reversed. So this is about moving up, moving forward. So financially, we'll be getting a new job, a promotion, opportunities, leveling up. In your physical body is recovering from something. So recovering financially, recovering physically. It's about, okay, we are leveling up in that level as well, in that way as well. So if you're dealing with these challenges with other people, making sure to look up for each other. Sometimes we can get so worried about what we're going through that, and we can get so fixed on this particular thing that we forget about, you know, other people, even if they're going through that with us. So, you know, checking in with each other, you know, having, you know, communicating, having conversations. If you're going through this on your own, it can be easy to also isolate yourself, right? You're stressed out, so you're like, you kind of freeze or go within, or just get in the mode of fixing the situation. When it comes to physical body, I would encourage you to take care of especially the lower part of your body, hips, knees, ankles, just maintenance. I want to say, you know, stretching, doing yoga, doing whatever is kind of keeping your in some sort of movement. But again, I love that the Five of Pentacles was reversed. It's basically saying, okay, we're recovering here, moving up, moving forward. The near future, we got the High Priestess. The High Priestess was reversed. So the High Priestess is essentially a card that reminds you to trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing. The reversal of it is like, you may not be listening to yourself, you may not be listening to your intuition. If you feel like something is off, it probably is. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I feel like something is off. Can you tell me what it is? I'd rather hear it from you, type of thing. Also, honoring your inner knowing. Sometimes we know something and we still find an excuse, right? For example, we're looking at the Night reverse. So, oh, this person is not emotionally available, or this person is not, they don't have what I'm looking for. I know exactly what I want. I know what I don't want. But well, I'm gonna stay around anyway because whatever, right? Like this is like, no, girl, you know. You know what you know. So trust yourself. Don't give excuses to the poor behaviors, to breadcrumbing, to whatever negative behavior that is, especially coming from other people. Again, acknowledge, express the needs, but don't give excuses. If you already said it once, it's not. Again, it's not your job to fix anyone. Don't waste your energy, right? And not express, but don't. You're not teaching anybody. It's not your job to teach. Unless you're teaching a child, but you're not teaching a grown child, right? A grown what is it called? A grown man, a child in a grown man body. Okay, girl. All right. So inner feelings, we got the Three of Swords. So Three of Swords can represent a heartbreak, and this is very intense how this person portrayed this, but the sword is going through her chest. In a more traditional deck, we'll see a heart, and then the swords are going through the heart. Well, it is as dramatic, but you're seeing the actual body now. But anyway, the Three of Swords represents a heartbreak. The tendency of the Three of Swords is to keep things within. The biggest encouragement with the Three of Swords is to express whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through. So whether you want to talk about it, you want to write about it, you want to scream in the pillow, whatever you want to do, but you're expressing, you're letting it out in a healthy way, right? Let's remember this is Aries season, and Aries can go a little crazy. You don't want to be impulsive, but you want to find ways to express yourself. It could even be through dance. For me, I love expressing myself through music, through dance. You can find ways that make sense to you. There are so many ways to express yourself, but this is, I am feeling something and I need to let this out. The tendency of the Three of Swords is just to keep everything within, and that's not healthy. Eventually it bottles up and it comes out anyway. It's usually not as pretty. So it's usually better sooner than later. Also, we don't want to store those feelings in our body. It's not healthy for us. Again, in a physical level, and it can come up eventually as a physical pain, or some sort of illness, and we really want to avoid those things. We want to express, let them go, so we can keep moving forward. Two of Wands, love it. Okay, Two of Wands says that there are things that you have already established. This is typically related to work, projects, things that you're passionate about. The Two of Wands is essentially a planner. Typically you see, she also has a globe in this one. Typically you see a person holding a globe in their hand. So it's asking yourself, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? How do I want this next chapter to look like? Again, the Two of Wands says that you have things that are already established. You're closer than you might think to your visions and goals, but there are still some steps to take. There are some things to be done. So you want to look at the big picture. Okay, this is my goal. This is my vision. How can I break this big thing into little steps that I can take each day, or with a certain consistency, in order to get closer to my visions and my goals? Again, you're closer than you might think already. It's just a matter of continuing planning and executing. And again, we're talking about Aries season, right? It's doing. We're doing. We're not just thinking about it. We're not just dreaming about it. We are getting it done. Done is better than perfect. Okay, so we got the next card is the Five of Cups. So Five of Cups is reversed. I would also rather see the Five of Cups reversed. So Five of Cups can represent a feeling of loss. And so the tendency of the Five of Cups is to look at the cups that are spilled, but the encouragement is to look at the cups that there are still two cups that are still standing. Of course, again, you want to acknowledge when it comes to grief, there's no specific time or length for grief. Allow yourself to go through your own process. Each person is different. So take your time, go through inner feelings, through a process. But when you're ready, look up, look around, and you see that there are actually blessings that are still surrounding you that you may not be seeing right now or acknowledging yet because you might still be worried or thinking about other things or what happened. But again, I do love that the Five of Cups is reversed. Basically, the Five of Cups reverse is like, okay, we already been through the lowest point. Now we're moving up, moving forward. You got a lot of that energy here. So we're moving up, moving forward. We've already been through the lowest point. Now can only go up from here. Okay, I love this. This is perfect. For our Destiny card, we got the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands is about a new beginning. It's about a new idea, a project, something that you're excited about. Is about, again, igniting something. We're igniting something here. And Page just also reminds us that as much as this is something new, this is not necessarily like I'm starting from scratch new. This is like, I already have this knowledge, I already have these tools, and I'm using what I know to either improve this, what I have, or to start something new with the skills I already have. Maybe I'm revisiting something, again, revisiting, recalibrating. There are skills that you already had the skills, you're just reorganizing them, recalibrating them. The Page of Wands also says that even if you're starting something new or you don't have a lot of experience with that something particular, you can still grow and expand and succeed. This is also a reminder that you don't have to know everything immediately. You can learn as you go as well. So give yourself some grace, enjoy the process, enjoy the path, enjoy the journey, and keep going, even if it's tiny little steps, each day with a certain consistency. Keep going, because keep moving, keep going. That's going to be the most important thing, because the Page of Wands is really exciting. So there's also the sense of people looking up to you. So you could be educating. So this is about youth. So this could be children, teenagers, or someone a little bit younger than you. But there's this sense of you're educating someone, or something you're doing is inspiring them. They're looking up to you. Also, when it comes to children, whether you're parenting them, you're teaching them, or working with them in some way, if you tell a child, hey, do A, but then you do B, they're not going to listen to you, right? But if you show them, you're basically leading through example, right? So there's this sense there. I'm leading through example. They're looking at me, they're seeing what I'm doing, and then they're naturally going to look up to me and be like, oh yeah, this is my role model, or this is what I'm inspired about. So again, this could be kids, this could be teenagers, someone a little bit younger than you. There's something that you're doing that they're looking up and like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I'm so inspired. Like, if she can do it, I can do it too, type of thing. So there is the energy there. So embrace that, embrace the new beginnings. I love that he's wearing a little hat. It has a little fire on top of his hat, like a little flame. So yeah, enjoy the process. And again, done is better than perfect, guys. So really do what you're passionate about. Start and keep going. And again, in the beginning, you might feel a little bit like rusty. But just start, get it going, and you're not going to regret it. It's going to be so exciting for you, for other people as well. And you're impacting so many people in a positive way too. So remember that. Remember to, there's so much beyond, and you may not even be recognizing that yet. But when you look back, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I started. And look at where I am right now. Look at where I was then. Look where I am right now. So I'm so excited you're here today. Thank you so much for watching. From Tarot Insights and Teachings, follow the Intuitive Aids. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.